Noise music, from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Noise music is a term used to describe varieties of avant-garde music and sound art that may use elements such as cacophony, dissonance, atonality, noise, indeterminacy, and repetition in their realization. Noise music can feature distortion, various types of acoustically or electronically generated noise, randomly produced electronic signals, and non-traditional musical instruments. Noise music may also incorporate manipulated recordings, static, hiss and hum, feedback, live machine sounds, custom noise software, circuit bent instruments, and non-musical vocal elements that push noise towards the ecstatic. 1. The Futurist art movement was important for the development of the noise aesthetic, as was the dot art movement, and later the Surrealist and Fluxus art movements. Specifically the Fluxus artists Joe Jones, Yasunao Tone, George Brecht, Wolf Vostell, Yoko Ono, Walter Di Maria's Ocean Music. 2. Lamonti Young and Takehisa Kasuji. During the early 1900s a number of art music practitioners began exploring atonality. Composers such as Arnold Schoenberg proposed the incorporation of harmonic systems that were, at the time, considered dissonant. This led to the development of 12-tone technique and serialism. 4. In his book 1910, The Emancipation of Dissonance, Thomas J. Harrison suggests that this development might be described as a meta-narrative to justify the so-called Dionysian pleasures of atonal noise. 5. Contemporary noise music is often associated with excessive volume and distortion, particularly in the popular music domain, with examples such as Jimi Hendrix's use of feedback, Nine Inch Nails, Sonic Youth, and Lou Reed's Metal Machine music. Other examples of music that contain noise-based features include works by Iannis Xenakis, Karl-Heinz Stockhausen, Helmut Lichtenman, Cornelius Cardew, Theater of Eternal Music, Rise Chatham, Ryaji Ikeda, Survival Research Laboratories, White House, Cabaret Voltaire, Psychic TV, Gene Tingley's recordings of his sound sculpture, specifically Bascule VI, the music of Hermann Nietzsche's Origine Mysterium Theater, and Lamonti Young's Bogong works from the late 1960s. 7. Genres such as industrial techno, and glitch music exploit noise-based materials. Avant-garde precursors Luigi Rizzolo with his assistant Ugo Piatti and their Intanaru Mori, Noise Machines. Luigi Rizzolo, a futurist painter of the very early 20th century, was perhaps the first noise artist. 9. His 1913 manifesto, L'arte dei rumori, translated as The Art of Noises, stated that the Industrial Revolution had given modern men a greater capacity to appreciate more complex sounds. Rizzolo found traditional melodic music confining, and envisioned noise music as its future replacement. He designed and constructed a number of noise-generating devices called Intanaru Mori, and assembled a noise orchestra to perform with them. A performance of his Grand Concerto Futuristico, 1917, was met with strong disapproval and violence from the audience, as Rizzolo himself had predicted. None of his intoning devices have survived, though recently some have been reconstructed and used in performances. Although Rizzolo's works bear little resemblance to modern noise music, his pioneering creations cannot be overlooked as an essential stage in the evolution of this genre, and many artists are now familiar with his manifesto. At first the art of music sought purity, limpidity, and sweetness of sound. Then different sounds were amalgamated, care being taken, however, to caress the ear with gentle harmonies. Today music, as it becomes continually more complicated, strives to amalgamate the most dissonant, strange, and harsh sounds. In this way we come ever closer to noise sound. Luigi Rizzolo, an early Dada-related work from 1916 by Marcel Duchamp, also worked with noise, but in an almost silent way. His Ready-Made with Hidden Noise, A Brute Secret, was a collaborative exercise that created a noise instrument that Duchamp accomplished with Walter Arensberg. What rattles in Sudwin with hidden noise is shaken remains a mystery. 11. By the 1920s, modernists Edgard Varus and George Attil began to use early mechanical musical instruments such as the player piano and the siren to create music that mirrored the noise of the modern world. 12. Antheil's best known Noise composition is his 30 minutes long ballet Mécanique, 1924, originally conceived as the musical accompaniment to the Dada film of the same name by Dudley Murphy and Fernand Léger. Eventually the filmmakers and composers chose to let their creations evolve separately, although the film credits still included Antille. Nevertheless, Ballet Mécanique premiered as concert music in Paris in 1926. 13. Antonio Russolo was another Italian futurist composer, the brother of the more famous Luigi Russolo. There exists a 78 revolutions per minute record made by him in 1921 that is the only surviving sound recording that features the original intonare mori dotile shorn of romantic nostalgia and the detritus of a defunct tradition. 15. Boulez moved on to the rigorously organized technique of total serialism, which organized various aspects of sound, pitch, duration, volume, and attack into series of 12, in line with the 12-tone system. 16. Under the influence of Henry Cowell in San Francisco. 17. Lou Harrison and John Cage began composing music for junk percussion ensembles, scouring junkyards and Chinatown antique shops for appropriately tuned break drums, flower pots, gongs, and more. Cage started his Imaginary Landscape series in 1939, which combined recorded sound, percussion, and, in the case of Imaginary Landscape No. 4, 12 radios. 18. In Europe, during the late 1940s, Pierre Schieffer coined the term musique concrète to refer to the peculiar nature of sounds on tape separated from the source. Then I ran out of room. Thanks for watching.